The paradox that changes everything. Here's something that might disturb you. Every moment you spend desperately trying to shift your reality, you're actually anchoring yourself more deeply in the exact frequency you're attempting to escape. I know this sounds backwards. We've been conditioned our entire lives to believe that harder work equals better results. Push more, hustle harder, force the outcome. But quantum consciousness operates on entirely different principles. Principles that make our conventional wisdom look almost comically misguided. Let me ask you something. Have you ever noticed that the things you want most desperately seem to slip further away the harder you chase them? That relationship, that financial breakthrough, that inner peace you crave, they remain stubbornly out of reach precisely because of the energetic signature of your pursuit. This isn't psychology. This is quantum mechanics playing out in the field of consciousness. The quantum realm responds not to your intentions, but to your state, not to your wishes, but to your frequency. And here's the uncomfortable truth. Desperation, forcing, and effortful trying all broadcast the same fundamental message to the quantum field. I don't have this. I am separate from this. I am lacking this. That signal of lack becomes the very template through which reality crystallizes around you. The observer effect in your consciousness. In quantum physics, we have something called the observer effect. The act of observation collapses the wave function. Infinite possibility condenses into singular reality based on the observer's interaction with the field. You've probably heard this before, but what most people miss is the critical detail. It's not just observation that matters, it's the state of the observer. Your consciousness isn't a neutral camera recording reality. It's an active participant, a tuning fork that vibrates at a specific frequency, calling matching frequencies into manifestation from the quantum soup of infinite potential. When you're in a state of relaxed knowing, when you embody the frequency of already having, already being, you collapse possibility waves that match that signature. But when you're straining, pushing, desperately trying to force an outcome, you're vibrating at the frequency of absence. And absence begets more absence. Think of it like tuning a radio. You don't force the radio to receive a specific station. You simply adjust the dial until you're resonant with that frequency. And suddenly, effortlessly, the music flows through. The broadcast was always there. You just needed to match its frequency. Your desired reality already exists in the quantum field. It's not something you need to create through effort. It's something you need to become resonant with through coherence. Why you're trying is actually blocking you. Let me get specific about the mechanism here, because understanding this will transform everything. When you try hard to manifest something, several things happen simultaneously in your psycho-quantum system. First, your nervous system activates into a stress response. Neurologically, you're triggering the sympathetic nervous system, the fight or flight mechanism. Your body interprets your intense effort as a response to threat or scarcity. This floods your system with cortisol and adrenaline, hormones that literally shut down your prefrontal cortex, where higher consciousness and coherent creation occur. You're trying to access expanded quantum states while your biology is locked in survival mode. It's like trying to have a profound meditation while being chased by a tiger. Second, your emotional body begins broadcasting incoherence. The HeartMath Institute has measured this precisely. When you're in states of anxiety, frustration, or desperate striving, your heart rhythm becomes chaotic and irregular. This creates an incoherent electromagnetic field that extends several feet beyond your body. Since reality formation occurs through coherent electromagnetic signatures interfacing with the quantum field, you're essentially broadcasting static instead of a clear signal. Third, and most importantly, your energetic signature splits into contradiction. Part of you is visualizing having the thing, but a deeper part, the part that's trying so hard, is screaming, "I don't have it." This creates what quantum physicists call superposition of opposing states. Except in consciousness, opposing states don't coexist peacefully. They cancel each other out. Your field becomes self-nullifying. Imagine trying to sail a boat with the anchor still dropped. You can put up every sail, push with all your might, but that anchor of not having keeps you locked in place. The quantum collapse point, where effort meets surrender. Here's where it gets fascinating. There is a moment in every manifestation where quantum potential collapses into physical reality. But this collapse doesn't happen through the mechanics of trying. It happens through the mechanics of already being. I call this the collapse point, and it only activates when your entire system achieves coherence around a single frequency. Not hope, not wanting, not trying, but embodied knowing. Think about the moments in your life when things flowed effortlessly to you. Perhaps a perfect parking space appeared exactly when you needed it, and you weren't desperate or trying. You were simply expecting it naturally. Or maybe you met someone significant when you'd stopped actively searching, when you'd relaxed into simply being yourself. These aren't coincidences. These are demonstrations of quantum collapse, responding to coherent frequency. The trying creates interference patterns. It's like dropping multiple stones into a still pond simultaneously. The ripples collide and cancel each other out. But when you're in a state of relaxed coherence, when your thoughts, emotions, beliefs, and nervous system are all broadcasting the same frequency, you create a clear, powerful wave that moves through the quantum field unimpeded. This is why mystics throughout history have spoken about the power of surrender, of letting go, of allowing. They weren't being poetic. They were describing precise quantum mechanics operating through consciousness, the frequency signature of already having. So, how do you relax into quantum shifts? How do you embody the frequency of already having when your physical reality still shows lack? This is the art of bridging quantum states. First, understand that your nervous system doesn't distinguish between vividly imagined experience and physical experience. Neuroscientist Antonio Damasio's research shows that the brain activates the same neural networks whether you're actually experiencing something or richly imagining it. This means you can train your nervous system into the frequency of already having through systematic immersion in that state. But, and this is crucial, this isn't visualization with desperation behind it. This isn't affirmation spoken while your body trembles with doubt. This is full system embodiment. Start with your body. Your body is the anchor point between quantum potential and physical manifestation. When you want to shift into a new reality, ask yourself, how would my body feel if this was already true? Not how would I feel emotionally, that comes second, but what would the physical sensation be? If you're calling in financial abundance, your body in that state isn't contracted, tight, holding its breath. It's relaxed, open, breathing fully. There's a felt sense of spaciousness, of having room to expand. Find that sensation now. Let your body teach your mind what abundance feels like. If you're calling in a loving relationship, your body isn't anxious and desperate. It's warm, settled, content. There's a subtle smile that wants to emerge. Your chest feels open. Find that now. This isn't pretending. This is tuning. The practice of relaxed coherence. Here's a practical framework that bridges quantum principles with daily practice. Morning frequency. Tuning. Before you engage with external reality, spend 15 minutes establishing your baseline frequency. Not trying to get anywhere, but settling into the state of already being. Sit comfortably. Place one hand on your heart, one on your belly. Breathe slowly. 5 counts in, 7 counts out. This activates your parasympathetic nervous system, taking you out of survival mode and into creative mode. Now, bring to mind your desired reality not as something you want, but as something that simply is in another present moment. Don't reach for it. Rest in it. Notice how your body wants to organize itself around this reality. Let it. Stay here until you feel a subtle shift, a quiet knowing, a settling, a sense of, yes, this. This is your frequency signature. This is what you're calibrating to. Throughout the day, you'll slip out of this frequency. That's natural. Reality will present contrast. Your old patterns will activate. But here's the key. You don't fight your way back to coherence. You relax back into it. It's like floating in water. Struggle, and you sink. Relax, and you rise. Create frequency anchors. These are small rituals or sensory cues that instantly reconnect you to your desired state. Maybe it's a specific scent, a piece of music, a hand gesture, a phrase. When you notice yourself slipping into striving, use your anchor, not to force yourself anywhere, but to remind yourself where you already are in quantum terms. Evening integration. Before sleep, your brain enters theta state, the same frequency where quantum field access is optimal. This is not the time for trying. This is the time for saturating your consciousness with the felt reality of already being. Replay moments from your day where you touched that frequency, even briefly. Let your final thoughts before sleep be the resonance of your new reality, not as wish, but as recognition. The trap of monitoring and measuring. Here's where most people sabotage their quantum shifts. They can't stop checking if it's working. Every time you anxiously look at your external reality to see if anything has changed yet, you're collapsing the wave function back into the old pattern. You're essentially telling the quantum field, never mind, I don't actually embody this new frequency. I'm still operating from lack, still checking, still doubting. This is perhaps the subtlest and most damaging form of trying. The quantum field doesn't respond to your techniques. It responds to your state. And the state of constantly checking is the state of not having, not being, not trusting. This requires a profound shift in how you relate to manifestation. You must become more committed to maintaining your frequency than to seeing evidence. The evidence follows the frequency, never the other way around. I know this challenges everything we've been taught about goal setting and tracking progress. But quantum reality formation operates on inverted principles. The more you can relax into the frequency of already being, regardless of current evidence, the faster that frequency solidifies into physical form. Think of it like developing a photograph in a dark room. If you keep opening the door to check if the image is appearing yet, you flood the paper with light and destroy the development process. You have to trust the chemistry, keep the door closed, and let the image emerge in its own time. Your quantum shift is developing in the dark of non-physical reality. Let it develop. When doubt arises, the compassionate approach. Of course, doubt will come. Old patterns will surge back. You'll have moments where you think, this isn't working, nothing's changing, I should try harder. This is where compassion becomes quantum technology. When doubt arises, don't fight it. Don't try to positive think your way past it. That's just more trying, more forcing. Instead, meet the doubt with curiosity. Oh, hello, doubt. I recognize you. You're the old frequency trying to reassert itself. Your familiar neural pathways firing. You're not truth, you're habit. Acknowledge it. Thank it for trying to keep you safe in familiar territory. Then consciously choose to relax back into your new frequency. Not because you have to, but because you get to. Not from desperation, but from preference. This is radically different from spiritual bypassing or toxic positivity. You're not pretending the doubt doesn't exist. You're recognizing it as an energetic pattern, not an absolute truth, and choosing not to feed it with your attention and emotional energy. Every time you make this choice to relax back into your desired frequency rather than spiraling into doubt, you're rewiring your quantum signature. You're training your entire system that this new frequency is now your baseline, your home frequency. The role of inspired action versus forced action. Now, let me clarify something important. Relaxing into quantum shifts doesn't mean becoming passive. It doesn't mean sitting on your couch visualizing and waiting for reality to magically rearrange itself. There is action involved, but it's a completely different quality of action. Forced action comes from anxiety. It's frantic, exhausting, and often counterproductive. It's doing things because you think you should, because you're afraid nothing will happen if you don't, because you're trying to make something happen through sheer will. Inspired action comes from coherence. It's action that emerges naturally from your elevated frequency. It feels light, even when it's challenging. It flows. There's a sense of rightness to it. You're not pushing, you're being pulled. When you're in relaxed coherence, you'll receive impulses, subtle nudges to call someone, explore something, go somewhere. These aren't random. These are the quantum field orchestrating synchronicities, collapsing possibilities that align with your frequency into actionable pathways. Your job isn't to figure out the entire path. Your job is to maintain your frequency and follow the impulses that arise from that frequency. The universe handles the logistics. The quantum field manages the infinite coordination required to materialize your new reality. You simply stay in coherence and move when inspiration moves you. This is the dance between being and doing, between quantum potential and physical manifestation. The community mirror effect. Here's something powerful I want you to consider. Your quantum shift doesn't happen in isolation. You're not a separate wave in the ocean. You're the ocean experiencing itself as a wave. The people around you, the content you consume, the environments you inhabit, all of these are either amplifying your desired frequency or pulling you back into old patterns. This is why conscious community matters so deeply. When you surround yourself with others who are also learning to relax into quantum shifts, who understand that reality formation comes from frequency, not force, something remarkable happens. Your fields begin to resonate together. You create coherence not just individually, but collectively. This isn't just metaphorical. Studies on collective consciousness show measurable changes in random number generators during moments of global focused attention. When groups of people achieve coherent emotional and mental states, they create ripples in the quantum field that extend far beyond their physical location. You're not trying to manifest alone. You're part of a global awakening to these quantum principles of consciousness. Every person who learns to relax into their elevated frequency makes it easier for others to do the same. We're building morphic fields of new possibility. Your quantum shift starts now. So let me ask you directly, what would it feel like to completely stop trying? to let go of the grasping, the forcing, the desperate controlling. What if your desired reality is already complete in quantum terms, and the only thing preventing its manifestation is your inability to relax into the frequency of already being it? What if the moment you truly surrender the trying, the struggling, the effortful striving, that's the exact moment the quantum field can finally deliver what's been waiting for you all along? I want you to take a moment right now. Close your eyes if you can. Take 3 deep breaths and simply ask yourself, what is the one reality I most want to experience? Don't analyze it. Don't wonder how. Just feel into it. Now notice, are you reaching for it or are you resting in it? Are you trying to get there or are you relaxing into already being there? Feel the difference in your body. One creates tension, the other creates peace. One broadcasts lack, the other broadcasts wholeness. Your quantum shift isn't coming. It's already here, waiting for you to match its frequency through relaxed embodiment. In the comments, I want you to share one word, just one word, that represents the frequency you're choosing to embody. Not the thing you want, but the state of being you're relaxing into. Abundance, peace, love, power, freedom, wholeness. Whatever word resonates with your desired frequency. This isn't just sharing, it's declaring. It's a quantum act of collapse. Speaking it anchors it, and seeing others' declarations will remind you that you're part of a collective shift, a mass awakening to our true nature as conscious creators. If this resonates with you, subscribe to continue this journey together. We're building something here, a community of conscious creators who understand that reality reshapes not through force, but through coherent frequency. Every video I create is designed to help you relax deeper into your quantum power. The final truth reality is not something that happens to you. Reality is something that happens through you, as you. Every moment, your consciousness is collapsing infinite potential into specific form based on the frequency you embody. The trying keeps you locked in lack. The relaxing opens you to infinite possibility. You don't need to figure out how your quantum shift will happen. You don't need to force the doors open. You simply need to become so coherent in your new frequency that reality has no choice but to reorganize itself around your new state of being. This is not manifesting through struggle. This is manifestation through surrender. Not surrender of your desires, but surrender of your desperate grip on them. Let go, relax, breathe, be. Your quantum shift is not a future event. It's a present recognition. It's already done. Now you simply align yourself with the reality that's been waiting for you to stop trying and start being. The universe is not withholding from you. You've been withholding from yourself through the frequency of effortful trying. Come home to your natural state of relaxed coherence. Everything you seek is already seeking you. Stop trying to find it. Let it find you by becoming the frequency it recognizes as home. Your reality is shifting right now, not because you're trying, because you're finally allowing. Welcome to your quantum shift.